Good morning, everyone. This is Karla Marie, and I thought that we would do an updated day in our life video. So I wanted to start. My oldest son has already left for the day because he gets up at 5 o'clock to go to his class at the airport where he is studying avionics. And here is Daddy. Good morning, Dad.
Good morning.
And Dad's getting ready. He works at the local school district. So he's getting ready, making his lunch. And then he's going to be off. And I'll have a couple hours before the rest of the kids wake up. I have one that's already up. He's usually up early in the morning. Thunderbolt, come here. He's usually up very early in the morning because see how healthy Daddy eats. I could learn a lot from him. Thunderbolt's usually up really in the morning. Why?
So I can see Dad.
So you can see your dad. So he goes to bed super early just so he can see his dad off this early in the morning. But we'll be back to share a little bit more about our day and how our household runs, right? Oh, somebody's yawning. See you later. Well, when I wake up in the morning, this is the first thing that I see are my babies and the life that we've built together. So that's always an inspiring reason to wake up excited. Then I, most mornings, come back upstairs after seeing Dad off and talking to Thunderbolt and make up the bed and then feed this little guy. Hey, buddy, this is Albert Einstein, the family mascot. Feed him and let him out for his first potty trip. And then I go and I sit in my favorite chair for prayer and just some quiet time before the kids wake up, or the rest of the kids wake up. So we'll be back with a little more. Gonna take a shower and get myself together so that I can be ready for them when they arise. So I am awake and alive and clean and ready for my day. You know, there have been a lot of changes since we did our last video. So I'm going to share with you some of those changes. Just so you kind of know where we are now. Life has changed tremendously in the last 5 years. I mean, obviously, if you follow us on social media, you've seen the evolution of our family and our children get older. But if you only follow us on YouTube, then that means you have been totally out of the loop because I don't necessarily do videos that often. But one of the things that has changed is the way that we do our chores. So I'm going to come back in just a moment and show you that. Okay, so the way that we did our chores way back in 2015 is much different. First of all, I would just randomly place tasks on the kids under the kid's name every day. But as they have gotten older, the kids have been able to do more things and help out around the house. And again, we're not radical unschoolers. We're pretty radical, but not that radical. So we do still have some things. And, chores is one of those because we have a very big family and we really need help. My oldest daughter is no longer living at home. So that is something that was a change as far as the chore list. So Mom took on a lot of the things that she used to do. But as you can see on this board, same board as before, but we just do it differently. Everybody has one thing that they're responsible for every single day. And everybody does their own laundry. So that also means that they each have their own laundry day. There's 5 of them, and then there's Dad and I. And so that's perfect. 7 days a week, we have the opportunity to all do our own laundry. And everybody has dish days, and then there are certain things that certain kids do that others don't, like the main bathroom or just stuff like that. So I wanted to kind of show you how we do that. Nothing's fancy, no major system, just kind of shows a name and what days, and most kids have at least one day off. And if they don't, it's because what they're responsible for, like my youngest son, is really simple. So doing it every day is not a big deal. And then there's Mom. again, nothing fancy, but it works for us, keeps our house clean, keeps everything going. So there you go. So there's lots of other changes that have happened in our family. So I wanted to share that with you. One of the things is that my oldest daughter is in a residential culinary arts program here in our city, about 15 minutes away. So she won't be a part of our day in our life video, but she's kind of adulting early, so to speak, at 17. And so we're kind of parenting from afar. We miss her being part of our days, but so that's going to be something different. You won't be able to hear from her or see her, but she is pursuing the things that she's passionate about and plans on going on from culinary certification to film school. So those are her goals for right now. Other things that have changed is that I have written 5 books in the last 18 months. I know, right? Crazy. But with that comes some things that I have to do on a daily basis that I try to accomplish before I get too involved in what the kids are doing. So I may come to my computer right here and answer questions from online followers on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, questions about homeschooling, unschooling, that kind of thing. I'm also teaching a class, an interest-led learning boot camp for families that are interested in living an interest-led learning lifestyle with their family. And right now I have 50 students, so I'll go in and I'll check to see if there's anybody that needs assistance, update any information that they may need. We have a class this evening, and so you'll kind of see me preparing for that throughout the day. But, and then also I had a book launch today, this book launched. It's called Now What, Lord, How Do I Pray When My Kid Loses Their Way? And so I have to get online and make sure that that is marketed in the proper venues and social media and things of that nature. So I try to get some of that stuff done, as well as breakfast. Feeding myself on a regular basis has always been a challenge to make sure that I do. And so in the last, I'd say 6 months, I've lost 35 to 40 pounds, depending upon the week. And feeling really good and a lot more energetic, but I want to keep going in the right direction. And one of the reasons that that has happened is me being regular in what I feed myself and how often I feed myself. So I am going to finish up here on my computer and do what I need to do. And then I'm going to feed myself. Another thing that has changed is that I used to make breakfast. I used to make lunch. I don't do that anymore. My kids are now 17, 16, 13, 12, and 10. They are responsible for their own breakfast and lunch. And so as a result of that, that frees me up to be able to do some of these things while they're getting ready for their day. And we'll talk more about dinner and how we do that a little later. But stay tuned. We have a lot to share with you for today. So everybody, Big Bro is home. He is out of the house very early in the morning, just after 5 a.m. And so he's gone before we're gone. So those of you that think that if kids don't have their own structured schedule or their own bedtimes and things of that nature, that they'll never learn how to operate in the real world. Guess who's operating in the real world and getting up on his own without anybody helping him? This guy. So he just came home from avionics certification class. He takes a class at the airport every morning. So we're going to learn a little bit more about what he's learning in this class.
All right, so today what I learned about in the class is I learned to fix the instruments and flight controls in airplanes.
Awesome.
So I'm the reason your pilot can find where he's going when you guys are going on your vacations. Thought me, you'd have a very interesting flight. And I take the program through KCTC, and it's a program where I'll have all the certifications I need to go straight out into the job, into the workforce. And actually today, Airborne, a company that builds and fixes 747s and 737s, big airliners, they came in and they presented their job opportunities and things like that. So for a job hiring. So okay. That was my day today.
So you'll get a chance to see what his day usually looks like. Today he does not have to work. He works at Cousin's Tasty Chicken. And he has been there almost a year, so that is quite an
That's
accomplishment for a
awesome.
16-year-old. Very very good on his job. They love him there. And so his mornings are usually, sometimes he goes to the airport for class, and then that's only 3 hours, and then he goes straight to work, then comes home in the afternoon. He doesn't have to work today, so you guys get to see how he chooses to spend his day on a day when he doesn't work. So thanks for sharing, big bro. So big bro, one thing that I was talking to a lot of people about is that conversation is one of the biggest ways or tools that we learn in our homeschool. We have a lot of conversations about any and everything, and we share, all of our kids and as well as ourselves as parents share the knowledge that we have and that we gain as we pursue our interest. So big bro was sharing this morning a little bit about this opportunity and the kind of transferable skills. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so this company, Airborne, they're offering me a job to go work for them out in Ohio. And
And how old are you?
I'm 16.
Wow. Okay.
They're offering me a job, and I can go over there and work. And they're giving me all the skills and knowledge to do whatever, that once I get done training with them, and they paid me for the training, I can go wherever I want.
Wow.
The world is pretty much my plaything. I have robotics. I can wire a house. I can keep working with planes. I could build a nuclear reactor if I want.
You need a nuclear core for a nuclear reactor once again.
No, not technically. I mean,
Yes, you do.
no. I mean, no. You don't need a core for a reactor. You don't need a core for the reactor part. You just need a reactor.
Okay, sorry guys, they're kind of nerding out on you.
You
But the
do
point
need a
is,
nuclear reactor.
the point is that this opportunity, Big Bro has lots of opportunities and lots of directions that he can go with his career based on the skills and things that he is gaining through both pursuing his private pilot's license since he was 12 and the avionics program. So we'll learn more about the things that he's doing later. Okay, so we're here with Ninja Princess, who is now 13. Woohoo! Hello, good morning. Ninja Princess is really passionate about a lot of things, but one of the things that gifts and talents that she has been mastering over the last just handful of years, really actually just 2 years maybe, has been sewing and creating really cool products, most of which have been like handbags and purses and that kind of thing. Can you show us what you made in your class this past Saturday? Show us all the details. Look at this beautiful bag. It is a 12 pocket bag, 6 pockets on the outside, and then inside it's actually waterproof, so she can use this as a beach bag. But it was her very first adult sewing class. Her last sewing class, her teacher felt she was too advanced for it. So we tried the adult sewing class, and it went well, didn't it?
Yep.
And she actually was the first one done. The lady said that she gave them a run for their money. So when she got back home, she decided to use some of the skills that she learned this Saturday and made this. Can you show us that particular one? It's a saddlebag. She's not 100% done with it, but it is very nice, very nice. So this is a skill that she's been perfecting for a while. And part of her day, usually, she is making something, coming up with some amazing project. Now, does she sew every day? No, she kind of goes back and forth. She may be really on a kick as far as other things that she's interested in. And then, say for 2 weeks at a time, she'll be sewing, and then she'll take a break, and then she'll get back into it. So, and we let them do that because sometimes your inspiration for things kind of waxes and wanes as you get ideas. So, what are you making today, honey?
A clutch.
A smaller clutch?
Yes.
Oh, very nice. So it's going to be similar to this one, just smaller. Very, very nice. All right. Well, thanks for sharing. So here we have Thunderbolt. Hi, Thunderbolt.
Hello.
What are you working on?
Establishing a Lego establishing development to my Thunderbolt Projects YouTube channel.
So Thunderbolt has his own YouTube channel. He does gameplay and stop motion with Legos and what are those other things you call them?
Stickbots.
Stickbots.
Animation is coming soon.
And he's working on animation. Speaking of, this summer he's going to be going to a film camp at a local film college to get more experience on doing the things that he loves. He's really technologically inclined, very good at creating graphics and things of that nature, and film and storylines and character development. So all those kinds of things. What are some other things you enjoy doing with your day, Thunderbolt?
I like reading Dogman.
You like reading Dogman, and what other books do you enjoy?
Hazardous Tales.
Hazardous Tales, really good for history, right?
And Garfield.
And Garfield. Yeah, you are a jokester. Another thing that he enjoys doing with his time, he likes gaming. He enjoys that. He's really into that. He likes some science-related things, but his main interest is film and kind of, I guess you could say, graphic arts and technology is his big thing. So all kinds of ideas as far as what he may choose to do with his career, that's completely up to him. But we're trying to expose him to as many things when it comes to technology, design, and film and things of that nature as possible, so that he has opportunities available to him. So thanks for showing us what you're doing. He has gotten so good at this. He used to, he's been doing this for many years, and he went from taking, maybe 100 pictures to taking a couple thousand pictures when it comes to his stop motion videos. And that has caused the movement and the action to be quite fluent and more realistic. So pretty neat. All right. Thanks, Thunderbolt. All right. So while some chores are going on, a few are eating breakfast, Mom is going to go through our library box. My kids get irritated when I let brand new books sit in the box for too long, because they know that I want to take pictures and categorize everything before they can touch them, and so it becomes irritating. So what I am doing right now is taking the pictures for our followers to see our favorite finds from the library this particular week, and we'll post those on social media. So that's what I'm doing right now while everybody else is getting ready for their day. In between our crazy day, we often have games with our little fur baby, who is very territorial regarding his toy. Yes, I'm talking about you. Tell her to give it back. Okay, so Big Bro is the only teen, well, I won't say teen, but high school age kid that we have at home right now. Even though all the rest of our kids are either in their early teens or approaching their teens. But people find it really hard to believe that teenagers actually, on purpose, seek out knowledge. So a perfect example is my oldest son. What are you doing today on a computer?
I'm doing math and computer programming.
Now, why would you, is this something that your parents force you to do?
No, it's just they're both things that I really love doing.
Okay, so he really loves doing. What kind of math is it?
The math is Algebra 2.
Okay, with a little bit of trig.
Yeah.
And so he also takes chemistry, physics, computer programming. What else do you take?
Chemistry.
Well, yeah, I already mentioned that.
Physics, computer programming. Math. I took a personal finance course. I took a Spanish course, writing and grammar.
some history courses online,
it's like
food science. And these are all things that have been of interest to him. So this is not something we require him to do. This is something that, these are things that he's interested in. Now, one thing that's different with Brain, which is what we call Big Bro, is that he has the tendency, even though we give him the freedom to learn what he wants to learn, the types of things that the way that he chooses to learn them are very traditional. So they may not look like unschooling to some people, but it really is. He does these classes when he wants to do them. He spends as much time on them as he wants to spend on them, and he learns and uses the information as he goes, as he, enjoys it. So he has a lot of information up there that he has gathered over the years, and this is part of the way that he spends his day, doing online classes and things that he enjoys learning about, if he doesn't have to work, which today he doesn't. So good job.
Thank you.
So we have Ninja Princess here doing things that she loves to do. And one of those things is what, Ninja Princess?
Extreme trends I like to watch.
What is that about?
It's usually about physical body stuff and about attacks and human accidents in the body.
Okay, and I know you've watched a lot of things about disease.
Yeah.
And rare diseases and DNA differences in people. And one thing is that she's always been passionate about, and you probably saw on the last video that we did, where she was talking about the human body. Something that has never changed with her is her interest or obsession even sometimes with the human body, its reaction to different situations, diseases, rare physical traits and things of that nature. Not sure where this is going to go. She's also very interested in things like law and politics. Also very interested in sewing, as you saw. So all of these interests, we try to make sure that they have plenty of opportunity to exercise those. You can go ahead and listen. To exercise those interests, and they don't have to be things that are directly related to what they'll do with their life or their career. I always tell people the things that our kids pursue, all of those things are going to connect at some point in the future. So we just let them go and dive and, explore all of those things. So her day is filled literally with reading about these things, watching about these things, educating herself, practicing her sewing, and learning all that she can in those three main areas that are of interest to her. Okay, here we are with Boss, who is the youngest of the crew, and he is going to read to me today. He is a budding reader and is very excited about all of the new stuff that he can read. Isn't that exciting?
Yes.
He also loves, building with Legos. He has an engineering mind. So some of the things that he comes up with to build are magnificently wonderful. I really like to see his creativity. Some of the other things that he does, let's see. What are other things that you enjoy doing? He loves playing outside.
Yeah.
This guy is one of the wisest guys you will encounter. He is a thinker. So we have a lot of fun hearing his ideas and opinions on things. So we're getting ready to read while everybody else is engaged in doing things that they're doing. And then we'll move on with our day. So it is about 12:21 and we have Ninja Princess and Brain in here doing things on the computer. I finished recording and categorizing all of the library books. And now we're going to go see what everybody else is doing. Hello, how are you?
Good.
This is Quiet Storm. And Quiet Storm, other than piano, one of his favorite things to do is science experiments, right? So what experiment have you chosen to do today?
Green sparkles.
All right, it's called Flame. Copper ions turn a flame green. All right, so we'll come back and check on him and see how that's going. He's got his safety gear and everything that he wants to do, and we'll come back and check on him. We have a couple guys back here. Let's go see what's going on with them in the rec room. We have two guys that are gaming at the moment. What are you guys playing?
I'm playing Scribblenauts.
One is playing Scribblenauts, which is excellent, especially with him being a new reader. Scribblenauts requires writing skills and spelling skills, so that's good. What about you?
Netflix. I mean, Minecraft.
He's playing Minecraft on a mobile device. I love seeing the things that he comes up with Minecraft. A lot of the things that he will do, he will go to YouTube and get step-by-step instructions on creating luxury houses and then build them in Minecraft. And then he is playing Scribblenauts on the Wii U. And I love Scribblenauts because it requires spelling skills to be used. So that's what's going on here. Minecraft and Scribblenauts. We have our other buddy in here. Excuse this room. This is their room that they utilize. We have our other buddy in here doing science. And then the other two in here. He's doing his chemistry and algebra 2 and all that kind of stuff, again, that he enjoys himself. And then we have her watching some of her scientific videos that she enjoys. So while they're doing those things, I am going to try to get a few emails sent and some work done before other things start popping off around here and they need me. So we'll check back in later. So other than chemistry, Quiet Storm really enjoys playing the piano. This is not something that we force him to do. I used to try to make him practice, right? But anytime we tried to force it, he backed off and didn't want to do it. So we just kind of backed off and kept the piano available to him. And lo and behold, when he feels the inspiration, he'll get on YouTube a lot of times and look up new songs that he wants to play. So, Quiet Storm, what are some of the songs that you've been learning on YouTube lately?
Avengers, Welcome to My House, and that's really most of it.
So I noticed lately a lot of the things that you've enjoyed learning to play are like theme songs to superhero movies. That's pretty cool. So we just let him learn the songs that he wants to play, that he's interested in, and that's how he learns from there. He did, for a short period of time, about 7 months, have a piano teacher where he learned a lot of the basics. He started in the very beginning using Hoffman Academy on YouTube. And then after that, we got him a teacher, learned a lot from that, and then he decided he no longer wanted to continue with the classes, but he wanted to continue to play. So we let him do it, and we let him decide exactly what he wanted to do with it. So why don't you play a little something for us? Good job. Thank you. I enjoy hearing you play. Hey everybody, this is Karla Marie again, and I am sitting here cuddling with Albert Einstein while the kids are busy pursuing things that they're interested in throughout the day. This is usually the time that I kind of take to try to chill out a little bit, unless the kids need me for something that they're doing. Return emails, deal with book sales, make phone calls, make doctor's appointments, whatever the case is that needs to be done for the day. Whatever the priority is for the day. And then also I have a few speaking engagements coming up. So I have people I have to contact about that and order books and make sure that I have everything that I need for my table and my setup and those kinds of things. So I am an entrepreneur and I do work at home. When I do my work, what I do depends on the day, and I get to choose when I do those things because I work for myself, which is really beautiful, and do a lot of travel internationally and things of that nature. So this is kind of throughout the day, I fit in the things that I need to get done in between what the kids need me to be a part of when it comes to what they're doing. So I don't really have work hours per se. A lot of times I may write or prepare for an event in the evening after they go to bed, or early in the morning. I'll try to get a few things done before the house is alive and awake, or on the weekend when my husband is home and I can steal some time away. So I have the flexibility to do the things that I do at my convenience, and it really works well for our family, having 5 unschoolers at home that may need me for whatever reason at any given time, that I can get done what I need to in between all of that. So that's kind of how my afternoon goes. We'll come back and see how everything is after lunch. All right, so it is lunchtime. Well, for a few of them. Again, I used to spend my days in the kitchen, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because they needed me to make everything, but that's not the case anymore. I make sure that there are things that they can make on their own. So you got sandwiches and leftovers, soups and noodles, and lots of different fruit and choices that they can choose from to make their own lunch. So I do not have to be involved in that process, and that's one of the benefits of having big kids, right? They're all older now and they can do all of that on their own. Watching No Passports Required with Marcus Samuelson with Big Bro over there. We watch a lot of documentaries, cooking shows. One of his favorites is, what is the name of it? One of the favorite ones that you like to watch?
Food?
No, the airport one.
Airport borderline security.
Yeah, Borderline Security. So, and all the kids actually like those shows. But we don't really consider TV to be screen time very much, because the things that we enjoy watching together with them and that they watch are very uplifting, educational, things of that nature. And of course, they watch some fun stuff too. But for the most part, we get a lot out of the apps that we stream through Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, PBS, which is what we're watching right now, and several other apps where we get a lot of science and history. So this is one of the things we enjoy watching. So what goes on in the afternoon? We have Thunderbolt here who loves history. He is very passionate about world history, so you can find him looking at his, right now he's watching a D-Day playlist. Looks like a blocky version of that, but you can find him watching any number of war videos, videos on historical significant events and things of that nature. And his knowledge in that area is extensive. And we have over here Brain, who is still watching No Passport Required. We have, let's see what else is going on. Have 3 kids outside that are doing something or other. So our afternoons and our mornings can really be a combination of things. Sometimes in the morning we spend reading aloud. Sometimes in the afternoon we spend reading aloud. Right now it looks like they're playing some form of football in the mud, so this should be fun. These three, they are 13, 12, and 10. So we try to get outside. Sometimes because we live in Michigan, it is very difficult to do so. But we try to get outside because we know it's important to get that fresh air. So right now I'm going through the books that I got for possible read alouds. I'll pick out several and I'll have them vote on them. Usually after breakfast on most days, but today we didn't have one picked out yet. We will have a seat in the rec room and I'll read aloud with the younger four. We have specific, I guess you could say, criteria for our read alouds that we enjoy. Usually a lot of adventure involved, new cultures, history, whether it's historical fiction or an actual live event. We like a little bit of science and nature involved in that. We also have read a lot of books that take place during different parts of history. And so history, adventure, science, culture, those are things that make our read alouds the most enjoyable. And we have started books before where we have actually decided not to complete them because we didn't enjoy them. I just have them vote. If they're enjoying the book, raise your hand. If you're not, then we're going to stop and move on to something that we can enjoy together. So it's kind of how we do it. So now we have Boss who is doing Khan Academy. All of the kids, and then Thunderbolt is still doing his war playlists. But all the kids have Khan Academy accounts for math and grammar, and really we consider those life skills. They don't do them every day. Sometimes they don't do them at all in a week or so. But they will decide to get on and challenge themselves to go to another level in those areas. So what else is happening around here? It's about 2:24 and Big Bro is upstairs cleaning the upstairs bathroom that all the kids share. And these two are in here watching Bakers versus Fakers. We watch a lot of cooking and baking shows. A lot of science and math including in that. So we are kind of how our afternoons go, a lot more calm and relaxed than the morning, so to speak. Oh, Daddy's home. And of course we are all excited about that. Mommy's excited because she might actually have a moment of downtime. No downtime for me, huh? No. Everybody's excited, including the dog. The daddy has arrived.
Yeah, hey Albie. What's up, Daddy? I'm missing 2 people. There's 3. I'm missing 1 person. You not.
Well, guess who is hiding in our bedroom? Daddy just came home and the kids are relaxing downstairs and chilling and watching a cooking show. And Mommy is exhausted because what you don't get to see is me running around helping everybody with what they're doing. If they have questions, if they need resources, if they need anything, then I'm your girl. But that means I don't sit down a lot. So I'm going to sit down and try to get half a chapter read in my new book. Not the one, I haven't written this book, but Master of One is the new book that I am reading. And I might be able to get half a chapter done before somebody interrupts me to do something else and we get dinner started. So, toodles. Okay, and we are back with Boss, who is 10. He is the youngest of the crew. And I wanted to explain how we do dinner around here most days. There are some days when Dad and I cook. There are most days where the kids cook themselves, right?
Yep.
Yep. And so everybody gets a chance to get their hands in the kitchen. Science, math, of course, are involved in cooking. But what we do is we choose a kid depending upon the complexity of the meal to cook and serve the meal. So today he is going to be making burritos, which are already pre-made, and salad for his siblings. So we're going to be doing that. He will cook it and he will serve it and he will tidy up after the fact. And those are the roles of the dinner boss. So as I told you earlier, we have completely rid ourselves of the need to make breakfast and lunch. And most days, not all, there is a kid making dinner as well. So as they get older, it's just really good opportunity to give them that kind of responsibility, right, boss? All right, so we're about to get dinner started. Bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, it is me. And no, I'm not driving, I'm at a stop, but just wanted to let you know, this is kind of the time of day that when Dad gets home and I've exhausted myself, I'm basically running errands. So it's about 4:49. So I might get out, go to the grocery store, or do a few things that I need to do, run some errands, drop off mail, all that kind of stuff. So those are the things that I do when Dad gets home most days. And then I come back and pretty much they have eaten dinner and done everything that they needed to do. And the evening is pretty slow. So we'll show you what that looks like when I come back. Bye. All right, well, I am back from my errands and dinner has already been served and consumed. We have a few more people finishing up some chores for the day, cleaning up, doing dishes, that kind of thing. Our evenings, pretty slow. They may be watching things that they want to watch in the back, or actually, playing on video games, things of that nature. But Dad is upstairs on the phone with a client. He has his own consulting firm, and Mom is about to start getting ready to prepare for the class she has to teach online to 50 families on interest-led learning tonight. So I will come back to kind of let you know what our routine is when we start shutting things down around here. Good job, guys. Well, hello. There's two of me there. Everybody is downstairs wrapping up the day, and Mom is getting ready to do her live interest-led learning bootcamp class that I do every Tuesday night. So just preparing for that, preparing for 50 families to do week 5, our projects and our challenges, and just really totally transforming their homeschools into what they dream of them being. So that's what I'm about to do. I have about 500 hats, and this is one of them. Toodles. All right, it is 9:30 p.m., and here come the troops. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Here come. Okay, this one doesn't want to be seen on camera. I guess that's okay. But basically what we do at the end of the day is everybody comes upstairs, brushes their teeth, puts on their pajamas, and then they pretty much get ready for the night. And they have the ability to for the rest of the night, basically what they do is they read until they go to sleep. So not necessarily, good night, not necessarily, bedtime, but time for the house to quiet down so Mom and Dad can breathe and, hear themselves think, that kind of thing. So the day is almost over. Dad had his client. I conducted my class. The kids have had a productive day. I have to let this little doggy out that's waiting for me. And then Mommy is going to go sit in the darkness and in the quiet and relax. So that's been our day. Thank you for watching. I hope it was very helpful, gave you a good idea of how our family lives from day to day. Every day could be different. Everything that our children pursue could be different. Just depends on our life and the season that we're in. But we hope that you enjoyed watching. Bye. Good night.